Hi, this is Ken. Today I want to talk about why Tesla stock is not making a big move right now. And my main point is this: Tesla stock is not quiet because the story is dead. It is quiet because the market is waiting for proof. Right now, TSLA is trading around the low $400 range. The daily movement does not look very exciting. It feels flat, maybe even boring. But I do not see this as just a lack of news. I see this as a very important confirmation period because Tesla does have positive signals. Goldman Sachs reportedly raised its Q2 delivery forecast for Tesla. Normally, that kind of news should support the stock. And yes, deliveries matter. If deliveries are weak, the stock will have a hard time. But here is the key point: better deliveries alone may not be enough to push Tesla into the next major re-rating. Why? Because Tesla is no longer valued only as a car company. The current stock price already includes expectations for FSD, Robotaxi, AI, and future software-driven growth. So the market is not simply asking, can Tesla sell more cars? The market is asking, can Tesla prove the next growth engine beyond car sales? That is a very different question. If Tesla is only an EV recovery story, the upside may be limited. But if Tesla can prove autonomy at scale, the valuation framework can change completely. This is why FSD is so important. For Tesla owners, FSD progress is easy to feel. You can see driving videos, you can see software updates, you can see the system improving over time. But investors look at it differently. The stock market is not only asking whether FSD is impressive, it is asking whether FSD can get regulatory approval, whether it can prove safety, and whether it can become a real business. That is the big difference. The market is no longer buying only the dream of FSD. It wants evidence. That is why the Netherlands story matters. The Dutch RDW reportedly defended its approval process for Tesla FSD. And the important part is not just the approval itself. The important part is that regulators are saying they did not simply accept Tesla's own claims. They looked at testing, validation, road trials, and European driving data. To me, this is very important because the future value of FSD is not just about technology, it is about trust. Regulators must trust it, society must accept it, and Tesla must show that the system can be monitored and improved after deployment. This brings us to the real catalyst: Robotaxi. In my view, Robotaxi execution is what the market is really waiting for. Deliveries can support the stock. FSD approval can build confidence. But Robotaxi is what could change Tesla's business model. If Tesla can move from selling cars to operating an autonomous mobility network, the investment story becomes much bigger. But the market wants to see execution, not just announcements. It wants to see real rides, real safety data, real expansion, and eventually real revenue. At the same time, the robotaxi market is getting more competitive. Companies like Uber, Lucid, Nuro, Mobileye, and Waymo are all moving in this area. Some investors may see this as bad news for Tesla. And of course, competition is a real risk. If Tesla moves too slowly, market expectations could come down. But I do not see competition as only negative, because more competition also means the robotaxi market is becoming real. A few years ago, robotaxi felt like a future concept. Now the question is changing. It is no longer, will robotaxi ever happen? It is becoming, which company will win? That is a big shift. For Tesla, this is both a risk and an opportunity. The risk is execution. Tesla must prove that it can launch safely, expand quickly, and handle regulation in multiple markets. But the opportunity is scale. If Tesla can deploy robotaxi using its existing vehicle fleet, software advantage, and lower hardware cost, the upside could be very different from competitors. That is why I do not think robotaxi competition is automatically bearish for Tesla. The real question is whether Tesla can execute faster and cheaper than everyone else. But there is one major wall: regulation. Robotaxi is not just a software race, it is also a legal and political race. Some states, such as New Jersey, are reportedly considering rules that could make robotaxi deployment harder. This is very important for investors. Even if the technology improves, Tesla cannot run a commercial robotaxi service without approval. So Tesla's autonomy business is not only about engineers, it is also about regulators, safety standards, public trust, insurance, and real-world operations. For Tesla to be valued as an AI company, its AI must work inside real legal systems, on real roads, with real customers. So here is how I see the TSLA setup today. There are 3 layers. Short term, deliveries support the stock. Medium term, FSD regulatory approval builds confidence. Long term, robotaxi monetization drives the real re-rating. And right now, the market is watching all 3 at the same time. That is why Tesla stock is not moving easily. One positive signal is not enough. Better deliveries help, but they do not solve the full valuation question. FSD progress helps, but it needs regulatory proof. Robotaxi excitement helps, but it needs a real-world execution. In my view, the market has not given up on Tesla. If investors had completely lost confidence, it would be difficult for TSLA to stay around the $400 level. So I do not think this is a simple bearish signal, but the market is becoming more realistic. It is no longer enough to say the future is huge. It is no longer enough to say Elon Musk has a big vision. Investors now want proof. They want to know if deliveries are really recovering. They want to know if FSD can pass regulation. They want to know if robotaxi can become a business. And they want to know when Optimus can eventually generate revenue. So my biggest message today is this: Tesla stock is moving from an expectation market to a proof market. That does not mean the opportunity is gone. Actually, if Tesla can connect deliveries, FSD approval, and robotaxi execution, the next re-rating could be much bigger than a normal delivery-driven rally. But until the market sees that connection, TSLA may continue to move sideways. So I do not see this quiet period as meaningless. I see it as the market waiting for the next real confirmation. What do you think? Is Tesla already an AI mobility company in the eyes of the market? Or does Tesla still need to prove robotaxi first? Let me know in the comments. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe to Life in the Future. On this channel, we cover Tesla, TSLA stock, FSD, robotaxi, Optimus, and the future of AI mobility every day. Thank you for watching, and let's enjoy the future with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.